So, welcome to two of my baby girls. I'm gonna introduce myself, introduce this panel topic, and then I'm gonna allow them to introduce themselves. So, firstly, I'm Diana Wilson. I'm the founder and CEO of Yielding Accomplished African Women, and I have the honor to have two of my beautiful alumna here today to talk about their experience as two of the 10 women who were in our first cohort who are class of 2018. So I'm now going to allow them to introduce themselves. Abena, do you want to go first?
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Abena Bandoh. I am currently a final year student at Ashesi University. I'm currently pursuing business administration, and my interest is in finance and accounting. So, when I came to YW, I was part of the finance track, and yes, that's basically about me.
Nanaba?
Okay, so I'm Nanaba Fukwaezi. I'm also a final year student at Ashesi University, and I'm an MIS major. MIS is Management Information Systems, and it's at the intersection of business and technology. And I've always been inclined towards the technology aspect of my major. So in the RW, I joined the technology track, basically.
Great. So we're going to start from the beginning and work through your entire experience. And I want you guys to be as forthcoming as possible and really take the time to help those who are thinking about applying or who have already applied to understand what they're going to be getting into, right? So can we start with expectations? What were your expectations of YW, if you had any, and how did our program match up to that? Anyone can go.
And I'm
Okay,
going.
so Danaba.
Oh, okay. So I actually found out about the program from a friend. Her friend recommended her for the program, so sent the link to her, and she sent it to me, saying that she said she had something else to do over the summer, so she sent it to me. And what intrigued me was the fact that it was a career development process, and it said um, you would get a chance to interact with people from Microsoft and Google and Bank of America, and you just learn basic skills that will help you in your career. And I feel like throughout my experience in ERW actually matched up because we did get to meet very excellent people from different universities, UVA, who were moving on in their career, moving to Google, moving to Capital One. And I mean, that was like a great experience. We learned about interviews, we met great women in Ghana, outside of Ghana, that just helped us to really learn about interviews. And I think the RW matched up to the expectations I had for the program. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Adnan?
So So for me, I applied to ERW for three main reasons. So one, first of all, I wanted to develop myself, so a personal development, or I'll say self development. So when it comes to how to talk, confidence, public speaking, I wanted to improve myself in those areas. And so when I saw YRW's curriculum and I realized that they were going to take us through those processes, I was attracted to the opportunity. Secondly, I applied to YRW because I wanted to build my network. So I knew I was going to meet different people from different universities and people outside Ghana, fellow Ghanaians outside Ghana.
Mhm.
So I wanted to expand my network, meet new people. And then the last reason was I wanted to do something over the summer. I just didn't want to be at home doing nothing. And I think here to be met all my expectations. One, the first part of the program, which is the personal development side of it, really helped me. it boosts my confidence and their confidence, sorry. It helped me to become better at what I do. And then yes, I got to meet new people. I made new friends. I met amazing
Yeah.
people. And of course I was occupied throughout the summer. So I think ERW met my expectation.
Well, glad to hear that. So I want us to go through the next step, which is the process of getting in. So you all applied. We thought your application was amazing. Then you guys had to interview. Tell me how you prepared for the interview and how you would suggest to other women to prepare for the interview, having gone through it.
Okay, so how I prepared for the interview. I think my YAW interview was like the second interview I'd ever done in my whole life because my first was to Ashesi, and I mean I didn't know what to expect. So I knew that it was a coding interview. It was for the technology track, so I needed to know basic stuff about programming languages, maybe networks, anything surrounding technology, and maybe technology um, related things. I didn't know things like I didn't think they'd ask me things like tell me about yourself. I mean, it's very basic, but then I just thought that everything would just be centered around um, technology, basically. So that's how I prepared. I um, just looked out for things in the technology space, just basic things in programming languages and everything. And I asked a few people what they had done in their coding interviews. They said they answered brain teasers, so I went online to look for brain teasers and stuff like that that people usually ask in interviews. Yeah, basically that's how I prepared for mine.
And how would you
Okay.
suggest someone to prepare for theirs?
Okay, so funny enough, I don't remember most of my my interview, but I would suggest that someone applying for either track should have adequate knowledge of who they are, of what they expect from YRW, and basically the track that they want to get into. I think those are the three most important things that they would need, and I feel like they'll be fine.
Great, Abna.
Okay, so for me, unlike Nanaba, I had gone through a lot of other interviews. So I was somehow familiar with interviews. I knew for a program like this, well, they'll ask you something related to the track you are applying to. So I learned some fundamental finance and accounting concepts, the very basic ones that you have to know if you want to go into such a track. I also knew they'll ask behavioral questions like tell me about yourself, your experiences. And so I try to find experiences that align to the purpose of the organization. So experiences that relates to leadership, experiences that relates to um, motivation, something that has to do with ERW, the vision and the mission of the organization. So I found experiences that align to those things. And the last thing I did was to be myself. Didn't try to be somebody else or try to be over the top. So I was just relaxed, just wanted to go with what I know and what I have to offer. So for me, that's how I prepared for the interview. So I would advise other people, whoever wants to apply, to one, know the basic fundamental concepts of the track that you're applying to, whether it's finance or technology, and then have experiences that align to um, the vision of the organization. Have experiences that align to even the track, what you've done, and then be yourself. That's the last thing I'll say. Be yourself, relax, be confident, and you make it.
Perfect. And I think that's both are great answers as to what we look for. It's very simple. Be clear, have clarity on who you are and why you should be in this program. Two, have fundamental understandings of this of the track you want to do and why you want to do it. And three, be able to know your experiences and be able to speak well about them. And so, Abna, you were talking about the vision and the mission. Both of you guys have been in this program for almost a year. What is this program about? What is our goal? What is EIW about?
Okay.
Okay, so I
So,
you can go.
okay. Naba, you can take it.
Oh no, you can you can go ahead.
Okay. So I think that for a lay person, YAW is just an organization, a talent accelerator, let me put it that way, to help women develop their career in finance and technology. So we've realized that in the industry, especially in finance and technology, we see a lot of men dominating, and we see a lot of men going into such careers. When you even with the few women in that industry, you see the men are so confident and they know what they are doing, but then the women are at a disadvantage. And so, what this program, what the program wants to offer is to help females or women have who want to go into finance and technology, give them the professional skills, the technical skills that they need, be able to thrive in the industry, whether it's finance and technology. Just want to boost the confidence of women. We want to have a lot of women go into such industries and then have the equality that we are all looking for. So for me, that's what I think YW is trying to.
If Okay, so Abena has said everything. She has basically said everything, but yeah, the RW, yeah, aims to bridge that gap between men and women in industry by equipping women with the necessary skills and confidence and just basically skills to match up to men in the industry because there's this wide gap between men and women in in industries like finance and technology. So ERW is just trying to bridge that gap and bring women to par with men, basically.
And those were perfect answers. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm very happy you know how to answer that. um, so, what was your favorite part of the program? Um, and what is one thing you learned from YAW that you will always carry with you?
Okay. So
Okay.
for me,
I mean, you can go
favorite
ahead.
part of the program. Okay. So the favorite part of the program for me was the technical part of it. I really enjoyed Excel modeling. For me, it was fun. It was interesting. It was
Wow.
new. I like doing new things. So it was new. It was fun. It was interesting. It took me out of my comfort zone.
Hmm.
Um, it made me learn more. So for me, that was the fun part of it for me, the technical skills, the technical part of the program. Um, One thing I took from YRW is to be confident, to be able to express yourself in a way that people will understand what you're trying to say.
Mm.
So for me, before I came to YRW, I had this problem. I had a problem, and my problem was I I know what to say, I have what to say, but how to get people to understand what I'm trying to say was a big issue. And so the people, the instructors, the tutors, the facilitators helped me to be able to express myself very well for people to understand what I'm trying to say. And not just understand what I'm trying to say, to also speak confidently. So For me, that was my key takeaway from Anaba.
Okay. Yeah. So I had a lot of favorites. I've actually liked most of the 7 weeks, and I think one aspect I enjoyed was the the moment we went we had these job shadowing sessions with different companies, and I got the opportunity to go to Microsoft Ghana, and it was a great experience. Like, even though I knew that I didn't want to get into sales, it just opened me to a new should I say, world of, like, a job market or something. And like, I got great networks from Microsoft Ghana. Yeah, one thing I took away from YW that would always be with me is to be confident, as Abena said. Because I remember we had to raise our hands higher than every, like, when Diana asked if anyone had a question. I mean, that would always be with me. Like, raise your hand higher for everyone to see that, yeah, you have a question and you have a valid contribution, because you actually do. Your contribution matters and your question is important. So everywhere you are, everywhere you go, raise your hand higher, no matter what anybody around you says, or what you think anybody around you is thinking. Just raise your hand higher than everyone. Yeah, that's something
I would
I
like to
took
also
away, will
add to
always
what
be
she
with me.
said. I'd like to add to what she said. One thing about raising your hand and contributing, you also have to be the first. So always strive to be the first to start the conversation.
Mm,
And that is one way the people or the panel will remember you. So I wanted to add that to what she said.
exactly.
Always be the first. Yes. To answer a question, to ask a question, and they will remember you for that.
Absolutely. I'm very happy you guys remember that because it's very important to always show up and ask good questions, right? Because people remember the people who take time and ask good questions. Um, so looking back at yourself before the program, what has been some of the major steps you have taken towards obtaining your dream job, your dream career? What are some of the steps?
Okay. So one thing I learned from you, Diana, was sending out cold emails, like cold calling and stuff. So don't be afraid. There's nothing you can lose from just sending that email. Yeah, and I feel it has opened some doors. Yeah, it was actually something I learned from you.
Okay. And for me, I think I took more advantage of the LinkedIn session we had. So whenever I want to apply for a job, I first go to LinkedIn, find people who work there, connect with them, and start a conversation. Then through that, I get to know about the organization, get to know about what they do, whether their value or their culture aligns with mine, or I take the next step of to apply to the job. So that is one step that's the step I've been taking to use LinkedIn, and then two, to have like mock interviews with professionals before I go and do an interview with whatever company that I'm applying.
Yeah. And
And
I'd
what
like
are
to
some?
add. Oh,
No, go
yeah.
ahead.
Mhm.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
No, I'm gonna go to the next question, so you add.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I learned that networking is very important. Yeah, so our recent career fair in university, I took advantage of our speed networking events. I went to their various stands and made sure I had all the questions that would um give me the right information about their company, about their values, and if I really wanted to be there. And yeah, that was something that's been very essential in my career development. It's been very important.
And so, what is something that you learned in YAW that you didn't know before?
Abena, are you going to actually take this?
You can take it.
Yeah. Okay, so I learned so many things. The first one was something funny that Jacob used to say, walk like a banana, plant like a tree. That helps you in um public speaking when you have a presentation, how to captivate your audience. You have to move in um like a banana, the way the banana is shaped, and you plant to make um your point. And I mean, it does work. It's captivating. Like they watch you as you move around the hall, and then you plant, and then make your points. And I mean, it gets your points across, and that's one very important thing about public speaking, and about confidence. How your contribution matters, how you matter, right? And how your questions matter. I mean, those are very important things I learned in some of the important things I learned in the RW. Yeah.
Okay. So now, but you said almost all. But then, what I'll add to it is with respect to the finance track. So one thing I didn't know was case studies. It was completely new to me. I didn't know before coming to you. So having to go through the case study, and especially when I go into my interview sessions, especially so I know that if they ask me a question, I can ask follow up questions, be able to arrive at the solution or the answer that they're looking for. So for me, the case study was new, and I think it was very helpful for those of us who took the financial.
Sounds good. And then, so can you talk about your cohort, right? YAW is very, we try to instill a lot of personal and professional development into you, but we also make a point to tell you that we're a family, right? Once you're in this program, you're a part of the YAW family. And can you describe to people how it was with your cohort and how you felt about the overall organization? Did you feel like we were a family?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we used to sit around the table during lunch. We used to go out to Mango's from that place. Yeah, basically, you could talk to anyone about anything. You could go to Diana, you could go to Jacob just to ask, and even our various coordinators for the various I'm still in touch with some of them. I'm still in touch with Ifa Kesewa. She's here in school with me. Still in touch with my mentors. I'm still in touch with Mamiesi. I'm still in touch with a lot of people, and it was just a great experience. Like we're family. We pray every morning. We walk together home after every session. We have a group. We text each other. Like when it's somebody's birthday, like everybody's there to wish them, and it's just amazing. It's just beautiful. Yeah, we really are a family.
Yes, that's completely true. One thing about my cohort is we used to have strict deadlines for timings. As a family, we used to meet after a session if we have any difficulty. Each other's keepers, we check up on each other. If somebody is late, we call to find out what the problem is. So yes, I felt we were family. I really enjoyed our morning prayer sessions. Felt it was a good start for the day. And then for me, I think I made a best friend out of the program. That we are still in touch. We keep talking. We talk all the time. So for me, yes, it was a big family. We were always with each other. We were happy all the time.
That's amazing. And what would you say you learned from your fellow cohort?
We all had different personalities. We all had different personalities, and I even learned stuff from people in other tracks. Like, so it wasn't like it was just um technology track and finance track, even though we had separate rooms. But then, yeah, everybody had a different personality. I remember Elizabeth; she was really good at coding, and when we were struggling, like I mean, she was the youngest among us, but then she was always there to help and all of that. She was really smart, and Amma is fun. I mean, off the top. Abena, I knew her from School Queen. Yeah, I just learned something different from every single person, just from interacting with every single person. Naomi, how she's fun and she's tiny and all of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I learned a lot from everyone.
Yes, I agree with Hanaba. If somebody like Clara, for instance, for me, I learned how to keep, I learned perseverance from her. She never gives up. She never gets disappointed. Like, even though she doesn't get discouraged, um, she's always trying to be the best. She's always trying to, um, she's always moving forward no matter what. So I learned perseverance from her. Somebody like Amma, yes, she was a social person, and she I learned how to talk to other people because I'm a very, I would say I'm an introvert, but I really don't like talking. So for meeting somebody like Amma, she helped me interact with other people, open up. Yes, somebody like Naomi, she always used to help me with my social media accounts, how to interact with people, um, even how to dress. She used to give me ideas. So it wasn't just education, but there were other hobbies
It was
and
fun. It was
personal
fun.
traits that I learned from my fellow cohort members.
Got it. And why should other women join the IW?
Okay, so I believe other women should join the RW because of basically everything that we've said right now, how we are a family, it's and if you just believe in W's vision, if you really want to see yourself excel in your industry, in finance, in technology, just need to know that um, there's an organization that's out there to help you, and that's CRW, and you can make a positive mark just by being a part of this organization. Basically, yeah. Is if you want to see yourself excel, if you want to see yourself develop, if you don't want to stay in your shell, if you want to grow as a woman in your industry, BRW is the best place to start.
Okay. So for me, I think the RW is a great development, especially for young women. And it's also a platform for you to gain practical and professional knowledge through the professional session and the technical session that is organized by the organization. You also have an opportunity to go into the field through the job shadowing experience. And so you get to meet professionals, people in the industry, and learn new things from them. And for me, I feel like um, I I think apart from these all these amazing things you also get to meet talented people. You get to um, network with amazing people, and you through that you'll be able to become the best version of yourself. So I think these are the reasons why you should join us.
Got it. And so the last question I have for you guys, thank you so much for your amazing answers, is tell me about your interview process that you guys had after y'all W with organizations, and tell me about your job offers that you guys have received.
Should I just go? Okay, so um, during our career fair, um, there's this speed interview session. So they try and cram everything that will be in a usual interview into just like 15 minutes. So you have to be succinct, you have to be straight to the point, you have to be clear because those are like the main things that they are looking at in basically your technical competence, your knowledge and everything. So I was in the speed interview session and I went for two companies. So it was the usual. I'd already been in one after YW, so it was the usual interview process. So some behavioral questions like, but they don't really ask. They didn't really ask me about what would I do in this situation. They just asked me about myself and I should outline some things about myself that aren't in my CV. So you present your CV or they have your CV before you and they ask you what's what is different about you, what differentiates you from other candidates, what's in your CV that what about you is should they know that isn't in your CV, and then they asked me things about the job description. So it was a system analyst role, so I just needed to know what a system analyst does, and they asked me things surrounding system analysis and design, about project management, about proposal writing. Yeah, and they don't really give you feedback afterwards, but I feel like it's very important to ask feedback just so you know areas to improve upon and just to know your overall performance and to just it also helps you interact with them further because they get to tell you some things and they ask you if you have questions afterwards and it just it just reinforces in their mind that you are somebody that they should hire. Yeah, that's how my
Okay.
interview process went.
And who will you be working with after you graduate?
So after I graduate, I'll be doing about 18 months with Makedu um, Consults in East Legon.
What position?
Oh, for the system analyst role, yeah, I got that role after my interview.
Abena?
Okay, so I will talk about the opportunities that I got after the program. So first of all, I received an internship with IT securities. After my job shadowing experience, also given an internship opportunity from El Para Consulting. And then I also had the opportunity to interview with Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. And then finally, um, after school, I'm also going to work with Hokkaido Consult, and I was given their operations executive. So I'll be working with their administration. We also work with the finance department. So yes, those are the opportunities that I had right after the program.
Perfect. And I am so gravely proud of both of you guys. You guys know how much I love and adore you guys. And these are just two amazing examples of what we hope um, every fellow and every cohort that comes after them would be able to experience with YAW. If you have any more questions, please send us an email. and is linked to our website and all our social media platforms. And again, I would like to thank you guys, Abena and Nana, and I hope that we will be able to see you guys during our new cohorts and come introduce yourself. So this will not be the end. If you guys get into the program, you'll see their faces. But congratulations, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.